So what do we have here?
Okay, all of this started when I was building originally I was building this saw over here. The jeweler saw with training wheels. And a friend of mine had one, and she had the idea that it was a great saw because you didn't have to push a dent in your chest to tension the blade. So she loved this idea of being able to tighten this and tension the blade. So she said to me, Lee, you ought to make one of those as a jeweler's saw. That's my background, is into jewelry tools. So I said, yeah, right, okay. I'm not going to bother doing that. I had enough stuff on my plate. So then she kept, for about 3 years, kept after me. I'm a hard sell. So finally she said, Lee, look, I'm using this as my regular bench saw. Now this is a ridiculous saw for freehanding. It's not designed for this at all. And she said, and I said, well, why? Because it's really rigid. I break fewer blades. I can saw where I want to because I'm not having to chase the blade following where it wants to go. It has no opportunity to do anything except go where I want to go. So I took one of these and cut off all the excess, to at least cut away all the material, drilled some holes in it, and decided, okay, try this out. So she wrote back and says, it's great, it could be better, and I agreed. So that led eventually to what became the equivalent, which is this saw here. Okay? And that was the start of it. So this is the current model. This is the 5-inch deep from here to here. And it is able to tension the blade with this cam, and I can flip the blade from straight ahead to 45 left or 45 right.
It's a beautiful feature. Does it have stops?
It has stops.
Okay.
And so you got tension. This is for fine adjust here, for the adjusting the tension. And so they lock into place. Goes all the way down to an 8/0 jeweler saw blade, all the way up to a number 14 woodworking blade. It's number 7 that's in there now, which is about the right size for cutting dovetail waste. If all you're doing is cutting dovetails, you can readily use this one. This is a 3-inch, because when I flip the blades at 45 degrees, I could readily be cutting a dovetail that deep, and you rarely go that deep. If you keep this face here horizontal, that's parallel with the blade, and you can saw straight.
Nice.
Try to keep it, that's your visual focal plane. Then get rid of this. The coping saw, same basic principle. It's a heavier thickness of material. It's 3/16. Let's see. The lever is the same sort of thing. It's longer with more of a throw. Use the standard coping saw blades. Locks in place, and flip the lever, and there is a ping you've never heard on a coping saw. It's more a thud.
Yeah.
Okay. To change the angle on the blade, you push down and rotate, either one way or the other. In 45-degree stops, and it locks in those places, a full 360. And the same up here, then I have to hold that down and then rotate.
No, it's the same, it's the exact same saw. They do the handles.
They just make the handles. But you sell them.
We sell them with basic
And so,
handles.
at that
Well,
point, that's
these handles are
the
75 bucks each.
Yeah, I was gonna
the
say
coping
handles
saw.
cost more than they
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy.
On the other hand,
It looks like you have. Is this a progression of the designs, or
Yes. The titanium
Presume somebody-
saw, which are these here.
stand handle already on it.
This one was originally cut from rejected material from the F-22
The
program,
normal version is,
and so it was very cheap,
normal version there is 225.
relatively speaking. And they looked a lot like this. It was all one piece.
Those are aluminum.
And
one piece cut out of a slab. These are welded titanium.
until I ran out of that material,
A whole lot's different.
they were a good value.
Why did you run out so fast?
It's a lot better. You can get better control.
People keep buying it. It is so incredibly rigid that if I were to hold this, you just simply can't squeeze this together. Okay?
It's just a basic dovetail.
So when I ran out of the material,
one that really
I
matters
started
is this
working
guy.
on another design.
Yeah. You know, because this is
And
the stiffest 8
what we did was separate
Look at
this leg from this leg,
I
and we
can.
now mounted it
Adds-
close
adds-
together on the sheet because the cost of the material, you just can't waste it. So these were sitting side by side with only 40 thousandths clearance between the parts. So I got this one and I got this one.
Made in the U.S.
Now I had to join it together. So my first thought was, okay, I'll just take a couple of 16th inch thick pieces and we'll rivet it together. This was one of the first trials.
Americans have
And
it's great craftsmanship.
it's great strength
Well, my family
except
was Swiss, so yeah.
for this.
And that's true, by the way, in Germany.
In reality, this would probably be fine. But visually, I can't sell this. Okay? So then that led to
It's good.
some more midnight oil
I guess
burning.
it's nice.
And Brian Meek came up with this design here,
Where's it made?
which is to triangulate all of this stuff. And we're welding the these pieces here, here, and here, adding a little cross piece here. And then we're orbital riveting these in position here under high pressure to set everything down. And this is incredibly rigid. It just doesn't move at all.
Give it a try.
Yeah.
oh wow, nice.
Okay. The features are a lot the same. It uses the same lever arrangement, tensioning. The blades tilt at 45 degrees, each the same as the others. And that's just about it.
What kind of price range are we talking about?
They range in the aluminum, which is the lower priced line. This is 93. The 5-inch is 95. The 8-inch, which is used primarily for marquetry and so forth, that's 103. The coping saw is 149. The titanium, starting at the 3-inch once again, that's 195. The same as the original price before. 195, 215, 225. Then there is a really dressed up version.
Coca-Cola?
That's Coca-Cola handle done by Elkhead Tools. And we also colorize the titanium as well. And that one's $350.
Who, as far as your target audience, is it mostly marquetry or jewelry or joinery or
All of the above.
all of the above equally?
Well, for example, Donna, who's here teaching a class in marquetry. She's coming by to pick this one up at the end of this end of the show.
Nice.
For reaching deeper into the frame. I do jewelry as well. That was where our first direction was. Don Williams, who is with the Smithsonian, he's the director of conservancy there, is doing these pieces, these boule, and
Wow.
turn the pack over. There's the same part, the reverse
Oh,
image.
wow. Amazing. That's incredible.
And these are used in furniture, as in insets and things of that nature.
Beautiful.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. Sadly, you see lasers replace that now.
Well, yeah, but this is all still being done by hand,
Yeah.
and I think it's, to each his own, but I prefer the handmade.
Oh, I do as well.
That's really what it's all about.
Beautiful.
And yet I'm mixing handmade with state-of-the-art technology.
Thank you, Lee.